Hello everybody, Alex Elliott here, and today we're going to be talking about how can we consistently square that club face at impact. It's a hard skill, right? But by the end of this video, we're going to give you the tools and the things to look out for and how to do it. One thing I'm going to recommend is if you've got a badminton racket or you've got a tennis racket, you can follow this along with me. And I really appreciate it, guys, if you could hit that big red subscribe button. That's that one down there. Join this team. And if at any point you're enjoying this, give it a save and share it with a friend as well. I really appreciate it. So let's get into, firstly, what we see with most golfers. Most golfers that I see on the downswing really roll this golf club through impact. Now, if we're talking about consistency and consistently squaring that club face or getting a good face-to-path relationship, then if we've got an element of roll, this is going to be very hard. And this is why a lot of golfers have success with the irons. But when they get to driver, they find it so much harder. Longer club, flatter face, harder to get the golf club face pointing where we want it to because it's so much further away. So what we're kind of saying right now is so many golfers are rolling this golf club through impact as a way of trying to create power, as a way of trying to save the shot. And I'd see this at last parallel, toe up, strings up, roll, strings rolled over, face rolled over through impact. Now that's not what we want as our route to consistency. So the first thing I want you to understand right now is if we're looking to consistently square the club face, we're looking to consistently create a relationship between our face and our path. So quickly, let's just go over what face and path is. Another 5-10 seconds here on this. So we've ultimately got a face to path relationship, and we'll just look at this in sort of a 2D model here. We've got club path being in red. We'll say most people have it a little bit left, and club face being in yellow. If we wanted to be a little bit of a fader of the golf ball, we would want our club path to be down the red slightly and our face just to be pointing a little bit to the right. So we'd be saying, can we consistently, no matter if we've got an iron, no matter if we've got a driver, bring that golf club face back into some sort of relationship to our path, not to get a big slice, but to get a little fade. So I think of this, and I say this in all my tips, we've got to sort of think of the opposite here and get the opposite. So we're going to sort of aim for the lovely draw. Hit that thumbs up button if you love that draw. I mean, come to think of it, the one that I'm going to say right now is Brighton. Please, 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 please tell me you watched him on the 3rd hole last week. Was it 3rd hole? 6th hole. 6th hole. Please tell me you watched him at the 6th hole. Oh my Lord, Arnold Palmer Invitational, what a way to cap it off. So we're going to say high draw, we need the opposite to this. We need a club face, which is a little bit to the left of our club path. So red being club path, face being yellow. So what are we looking for now? First off, let's make sure we got a good grip. So I'm going to do this all with a badminton racket and then bring the golf club in, because I think this is something that you can do at home. If you're not able to get on the golf course right now, you can make some real inroads into improving your golf game. So grip the golf club. I like to see 2.5 knuckles showing on my left hand, crease to my thumb, my forefinger, pointing into my right shoulder, and just get it in the fingers of both your left and right hand. Really nice and simple. That's our first checkpoint. Our second checkpoint is this. If we're someone who's opening that club face through the takeaway, we then open at the top, where we're going to be likely be at last parallel is open. We've got to do a lot of work through here again, not that big word consistency. So what we want to feel here is, first parallel, can we have the strings pointing down to the ground? And you'll notice that I got good structure in my left and my right elbow. And my sort of trigger for that for you is, keep the elbows the same distance apart. Don't change that relationship. Top of the backswing, can you feel as though your lead wrist is nice and flat? That's my second thing. Now this is the key trigger here. Last parallel, can I get the strings matching my spine angle? Now, this is a really hard thing to do. And And if we're honest, this is the hardest part of today's video. So this is going to make up the bulk of what we're going to talk about now. I'm going to talk about 2 different ways you can achieve this. A false preset and then a feeling to start your downswing. So let's start with the false preset, and I'm going to bring in the golf club here with this. Hold the golf club up and watch this now. I want you to twist it, push the hands ahead. Now with drive, we want to be somewhere around sort of this position here, sternum a little bit behind the middle of our pelvis, but ultimately we've gone over, hands ahead. Well, look at this position at last parallel. This is really what we're looking for. In posture, club head slightly behind the hands and club face matching spine angle, strings over towards the ground. So what you can do here is grabbing the golf club and the badminton racket, you could do it that way. Or if you've got not got a lot of space at home, or if you're very jealous if you've got a swing room, wow, very nice. Up, twist, hands ahead. This will be sort of our driver impact position, hitting up on this golf ball. Swing it to last parallel, check it, swing it up, back into impact. So we're falsely presetting what we want these wrists to be at last parallel. That is a great way to go, right, okay, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm trying to get to, okay? That's the first stage, and I'd say you could probably even hit some shots away with that. So if I was to move this just a little bit ahead here, I'd go through this whole routine, up, twist, hands ahead, impact position, sort of on the up there. Keep those whole positions the same, up, feel it, just hit one away, nice and slowly, and that way you're going to get a good feeling of, right, okay, this is what I'm after, this is what I'm trying to feel in my golf swing. Let's have a quick look at the screen here and just show you that. So look at this here, last parallel, we said we wanted to be in that position where we had the club face nice and strong. So again, spine angle would be sort of roughly around this angle. Club face matching it, not toe up, but club face matching spine angle. This would create a consistent way of creating that release. So let's go into the feeling now. And I'm going to cap it off by telling you why this would be more consistent as well. So the other feeling we want to feel is, as we're starting the downswing, can we feel as though we've got an element of this? So the way I feel about it, if we were sort of, imagine we had a towel here and we had the hand split and we wanted to wring the towel with our left hand and get all that water out of it, that would sort of be the feeling we would be after. Okay, so a nice way to feel that is sort of this. Bring the golf clubs together and the hands together on the golf club. Feel that ring of the towel. Now look at me last parallel. I'm into that position with the club face matching our spine. All if I rotate through this position right now, where's my club face pointing? Square to a little bit close to my path. What I told you before. If we can strengthen that club face in the downswing, this ultimately requires less manipulation. Less manipulation means a lot more consistency. A lot more consistency with the driver, with your irons, means ultimately a lot more joy. That's what we want to have. A lot more joy, a lot more fairways found. And on that point, let's just get a comment down below. How many fairways are we finding right now? 1, 2, 10 around? Smash those comments down below. I know it's for me, I sort of feel it's one of those things where I either do it a lot in a round or it can be a little bit AWOL. I'm a little bit sort of up and down on this sometimes, but I want to hear about you. So get in those comments down below. So showing you this again, up, wring the towel in, into impact. Look how this is nice and more consistent. There's not this element what we had before going on, not this big roll, right arm crossing left. We've got a lot more consistently feeling as that club face is coming into impact. So there we go. That is how you can consistently square that club face into impact. Face to path relationships, understanding how to keep it neutral through the takeaway, nice and neutral at the top, strengthen it through the downswing. That is our golden nugget for today.